In the shadowed confines of Earth's quarantine zone, where surveillance drones had hummed through the skies for centuries, humanity had grown inward, nurturing their sciences and arts in isolation. The world government had invested heavily in quantum research, hoping to find a means of communication that could bypass the impenetrable barrier that caged them. Dr. Lena Myrov, a leading quantum physicist, had become a beacon of hope in this stifled existence. Her lab, buried deep underground to avoid the prying censors of the Galactic Council, was a hive of quiet rebellion. For years, Lena and her team had been tweaking quantum entanglement theories, striving to create a system that could manipulate the very fabric of the barrier itself. The breakthrough came on a stormy evening, the kind where the relentless rain seemed to mock the invisible walls that bound them. Lena and her team had just initiated another test of their prototype device, not expecting more than the usual slight fluctuations in the barrier's energy readings. However, this time, the air in the lab charged with an unmistakable tension, and the device hummed with a life of its own. "Look at the readings!" shouted Alex, her assistant, as the screens lit up with unprecedented data. The barrier's energy signature didn't just fluctuate, it dipped significantly for several seconds before stabilizing again. Lena's heart raced as she processed the implications. This could be it. We might actually have a way out. The room erupted in cautious celebration, but Lena was already thinking steps ahead. They needed to test this on a larger scale, but how? The decision was made swiftly. Humanity couldn't wait any longer. They would build a spacecraft, one equipped with a scaled-up version of the prototype. It was a colossal risk. The Council's satellites and drones were equipped to detect any large energy signatures, and a launch would certainly not go unnoticed. But with the barrier's newfound weakness, there was a chance. Months of secret construction followed. An old hangar, long unused and hidden beneath the remnants of a collapsed skyscraper, served as their construction site. The spacecraft was nothing like the behemoths of old space lore. It was small, agile, and most importantly, stealthy. It was designed to be virtually invisible to radar and silent in its movements. As the day of the launch approached, the tension among Lena's team was palpable. They were not just scientists and engineers anymore. They were the torchbearers of humanity's suppressed wanderlust. The night of the launch was eerily calm. As the ship powered up, its engines a whisper against the roaring silence of the blockade, every heart in the hangar was in their throat. The ship shot through the atmosphere, its cloak engaged and the barrier's weakened spot targeted. The world held its breath as it slipped through, a ghostly shadow flitting through the chains that had held humanity captive. Once on the other side, the vastness of space greeted them, an expanse they had only known from centuries-old records and simulations. Lena, aboard the ship, looked back at the pale blue dot that was Earth. Her heart ached for those left behind but burned with hope for what was ahead. Their destination was Zeloria, a planet known through intercepted communications to be one of the more peaceful members of the Galactic Council. As the ship approached, Lena prepared herself and her crew for the unknown. They were not warriors but explorers, armed with nothing but knowledge and the desperate hope of forging a new path for humanity. Landing on Zeloria was nothing short of surreal. The planet was covered in lush, glowing vegetation, and its inhabitants, the Zelorians, were bioluminescent beings with a serene demeanor. They were surprised but not hostile, their luminous eyes wide with what could only be curiosity. Lena stepped forward as the representative of Earth. "We come in peace," she began, her voice steady despite the tremor of emotion. "We seek understanding and allies. We have been isolated for too long." The initial meetings were held in secret, in the glowing groves of Zeloria's forests. The humans shared their story, their technological advancements, and their culture. The Zelorians listened, their expressions unreadable, their thoughts a mystery. But as days turned into weeks, a bond formed. The Zelorians were fascinated by the human spirit, their resilience, and their creativity. They agreed to help, intrigued by the possibility of what humanity had to offer, not just to Zeloria but to the galaxy at large. This alliance would be the first step in challenging the misconceptions that had led to Earth's quarantine. But as the humans soon learned, changing minds that had been set for centuries would not be easy, and they were about to step into a galactic arena that was far more complex and dangerous than they had ever imagined. As the weeks progressed on Zeloria, the human delegation, led by Dr. Lena Myrev, found themselves deeply embedded in the cultural and scientific exchange with their new alien allies. Their discussions, though initially cautious, grew into fervent workshops and shared research sessions, where Zelorians and humans alike marveled at each other's technological marvels and philosophical viewpoints. One evening, during a particularly lively exchange in the bioluminescent groves that served as an informal meeting space, Lena presented a device that demonstrated human advances in renewable energy. The device, compact and elegant, harnessed solar energy at efficiencies previously unheard of on Zeloria. The Zelorians, whose technology primarily focused on bioluminescence and geothermal energy, were intrigued by the potential of integrating human technology with their own, seeing an opportunity to advance their environmental sustainability. However, the peaceful exchange was soon shadowed by the darker realities of their situation. Unbeknownst to the humans and their Zelorian hosts, their meetings had been monitored by a council spy. This spy, a member of a surveillance species known for their stealth and loyalty to the council, had been tracking the human activities since their arrival. The presence of humans outside the quarantine zone was a violation of council laws, and the spy was torn between reporting their findings or continuing their observations. Compelled by curiosity, the spy chose to keep watching, slowly coming to understand the humans not as the barbaric invaders portrayed in council propaganda, but as curious and intelligent beings seeking connection and knowledge. This internal conflict grew as the spy observed a particularly touching moment where a human child taught a Zelorian child about constellations from Earth's sky, using a holographic projector. The exchange of knowledge and culture continued to flourish, with Zelorians showing the humans their methods of harnessing energy from the living light of their forests, a technique that was both beautiful and efficient. The humans, in turn, shared insights into quantum computing, offering to enhance Zelorian data systems. As trust built between the two groups, Lena proposed a bold plan to bring their partnership to the wider knowledge of the Galactic Council. She believed that if other species could see the benefits of human ingenuity and the potential for peace, the quarantine might be reconsidered. The Zelorians, inspired by Lena's vision and their own philosophical beliefs in the unity of all beings, agreed to support this plan. Preparations began for a presentation to the Council, aimed at demonstrating the peaceful nature and technological benefits of humanity. They planned to showcase collaborative projects, including an advanced medical scanner that combines Zelorian biotech and human AI, capable of diagnosing and treating diseases previously incurable in some council species. However, as the date of the presentation approached, the spies' conflict reached its peak. They had to make a choice: report the ongoing violations to the council, potentially leading to severe repercussions for both humans and Zelorians, or support the notion of change and growth within the galaxy. The decision came during a late-night rendezvous in the groves, where the spy approached Lena, revealing their true identity and intentions. The revelation was shocking, but Lena, understanding the stakes and driven by her belief in human resilience and the power of dialogue, made an appeal to the spy's newfound sympathy. She spoke of Earth's history, of wars turned to peace, and of the potential for all beings in the galaxy to coexist and thrive. Moved by her words and the evident sincerity in the cooperative efforts of both species, the spy made a decision that would alter the course of their own life as well as the fate of many. They agreed to support the humans in their presentation to the Council, providing them with inside information on Council procedures and key members who might be swayed by their arguments. With the spy's assistance, the humans and Zelorians finalized their preparations, ready to challenge centuries of isolation and prejudice. The stage was set for a groundbreaking moment in galactic history, where the truth about humanity would be revealed, not just as a species once feared and shunned, but as invaluable contributors to a broader cosmic community. The day of the presentation to the Galactic Council had arrived, and with it, the culmination of months of preparation and covert alliance building between humans and Zelorians. The atmosphere was tense, as delegations from various planets gathered in the Grand Auditorium, a massive structure located at the heart of the Council's space station. Lena and her team, along with their Zalorian allies and the now cooperative spy, readied themselves backstage, surrounded by prototypes, holograms, and cultural artifacts representing Earth's heritage and technological prowess. The auditorium buzzed with multiple languages and the clicking sounds of communication devices. Many council members were skeptical or outright hostile towards any breach of the quarantine rules, and the presence of humans in this sacred space was a direct challenge to centuries-old statutes. Lena felt the weight of her species' future pressing down on her as she stepped up to the speaker's platform. Her opening remarks were clear and resonant as she introduced the team and their mission of peace and shared knowledge. She spoke of Earth's long isolation and the advancements they had achieved despite it. One by one, her team demonstrated the technologies they had brought: a device that cleaned atmospheric pollutants, a quantum computer that could solve complex biological problems in seconds, and cultural presentations, including music and art, which showcased human creativity and emotions. As the humans presented, the initial murmur of dissent faded, replaced by intrigued silence and occasional murmurs of appreciation. The spy, working behind the scenes, relayed real-time feedback to Lena through a discreet earpiece, guiding her on which points to emphasize based on the council members' reactions. The presentation took a dramatic turn when a council member from a warlike planet challenged the humans' motive, suggesting that this display of technology and culture was a covert attempt to seek allies for a rebellion. Lena responded not with defensiveness but with an invitation, urging the council member and others to visit Earth, to see for themselves that what was being presented was not a weapon but a hand extended in friendship. The real turning point came when the Zalorians presented their part. They spoke of their initial fear and subsequent discovery of human nature, not through combat or subjugation, but through shared curiosity and mutual benefit. They revealed how human technology had helped them solve a long-standing environmental issue, a testament to the potential good that could come from lifting the quarantine. The climax of the presentation was the unveiling of a joint project, a spacecraft designed for deep space exploration, powered by a hybrid of Zalorian and human technology. Lena explained that this spacecraft could travel further and faster than any existing model, and it was equipped with medical and ecological modules for any planets they might visit, demonstrating a commitment to being good galactic citizens. As the presentation concluded, the hall, now filled with a mix of shock, curiosity, and tentative hope, broke into discussions. The council announced a recess for deliberation, during which time the hall turned into a hub of intense debate among the members. The spy, now fully aligned with the human cause, navigated the crowd, whispering words of support and clarification to key figures, swaying the undecided with arguments of progress and peace. Meanwhile, Lena and her team mingled among the council members, answering questions and further explaining their technologies and cultural concepts. They addressed concerns, highlighted potential benefits for other species, and emphasized their desire for integration rather than domination. As the recess drew to a close, the sense of anticipation was palpable. The council reconvened, and after what seemed like an eternity of procedural declarations and votes, the decision was made: the quarantine on Earth would be conditionally lifted, with provisions for strict supervision and gradual integration into the galactic community. The decision was a monumental victory for humanity, met with applause from some and reluctant acceptance from others. The humans and Zalorians, their bond solidified through shared struggle and triumph, looked to each other with smiles of relief and eyes bright with the promise of a new beginning. The barriers had been broken, not just the physical quarantine but also the metaphorical walls of fear and misunderstanding that had kept species apart for too long. The aftermath of the Galactic Council's decision rippled across the universe, initiating a new era of interstellar relations. News of the quarantine lift was met with mixed reactions: joy and celebration on Earth and among their Zalorian allies, wariness and fear from more conservative or isolationist planets, and curiosity from the countless worlds that had only ever known humans through distorted reports and council propaganda. Back on Earth, Lena and her team were welcomed as heroes. Cities around the world lit up with celebrations, not just for the end of isolation but for the new opportunities now laid open to humanity. Schools, universities, and research institutions prepared for an influx of alien technologies and philosophies, eager to integrate new knowledge with human ingenuity. Meanwhile, on the Council's space station, preparations began for the first official interspecies exchange program. Lena was appointed as Earth's ambassador, a role she accepted with a deep sense of responsibility and hope. Alongside her, several Zilorians, including those who had first welcomed the humans, were chosen to facilitate the integration process. The first phase of lifting the quarantine involved a series of diplomatic missions to Earth, allowing alien delegates to experience human culture firsthand. Lena and her team organized tours that showcased Earth's natural beauties, cultural diversity, and technological achievements. These visits were carefully documented and broadcasted, not just on Earth but across the Council's networks, serving as both educational material and a testament to Earth's readiness for peaceful cooperation. Concurrently, human delegates, including scientists, artists, and educators, traveled to other Council planets. These delegations were tasked with learning as much as possible about their host technologies, governance, and culture, fostering a two-way street of knowledge and respect. Each delegate carried a small, holographic projector, which they used to share stories from Earth, projecting images of human life that ranged from bustling cityscapes to serene landscapes, accompanied by narratives that highlighted human resilience and creativity. These exchanges proved fruitful, leading to several collaborative projects. One such initiative was the establishment of a galactic cultural heritage site on Earth, where artifacts and histories from various planets were displayed. This site became a symbol of unity and mutual respect, drawing visitors from across the galaxy. As Earth integrated more into galactic society, the benefits became evident. Technological advancements, such as new energy sources and medical technologies, were rapidly developed through joint research programs. Earth's economy also saw a significant uplift as interstellar trade barriers fell away, allowing for the export of uniquely human products like music, films, and culinary dishes, which became popular on many alien planets. The social impact was just as profound. Earth's cultures adapted, embracing the diversity brought by alien influences while also celebrating the uniqueness of human traditions. Schools began teaching galactic history alongside human history, and children grew up knowing that they were part of a vast and varied community of life. Despite the progress, challenges remained. Some conservative factions on Earth and other planets resisted the changes, fearing loss of identity or domination by more advanced species. Lena and her team, understanding these concerns, worked diligently to ensure that all exchanges were respectful and reciprocal. They established a series of public forums, both on Earth and across the galaxy, where individuals could express their fears and hopes about the new galactic society. These efforts to maintain balance and fairness helped to quell most tensions. Over time, the success of the integration efforts became a case study in overcoming prejudice and fear through openness and cooperation. As the years passed, Earth's role in the Galactic Council grew. Lena, once a scientist in a hidden lab, now sat on the Council itself, advocating not just for Earth but for other isolated or marginalized worlds. Her experience, and the example of Earth's journey from quarantine to key player provided a beacon of hope for the possibilities of understanding and peace in the galaxy. The story of humanity's emergence from the quarantine zone thus concluded not with a final resolution, but with an ongoing process of learning, sharing, and growing together. The legacy of this momentous period in human history was a testament to the power of breaking down barriers, not just those made of energy and surveillance, but also those built from misunderstanding and fear.